Hello everybody. So the winter that wasn't is now turning into the winter that is, as we're setting records from left and right across the Northeast with record-breaking cold and snow. We broke a record in the city of Boston for the most snowfall in a 7-day period. We ended up picking up 45.3 inches of snow in the city of Boston in 7 days. The old record was set back in 1996 with 43.1 inches. So we're in that same ballpark, but to get that much snow in a 7-day period, it's really kind of crippling the Northeast, and I'm sure people are starting to throw the white flag out there as the snowbanks just keep growing. So here is our snow depth across the Northeast. The ski country getting an abundant amount of snow up there, so great skiing conditions. But do we want it in southern New England? Some people not so much. So we have a pretty thick snow cross, and not a snowpack, not just across the Northeast, but the majority of the country, the northern end of the country, should I say, is getting their fair share of this winter wallop that we've been in. So what's causing, excuse me, what's causing all this snow? Well, it's a pattern that is very familiar here in the Northeast. It does set up occasionally in our winters, but not so much in such an extreme and short period of time. So we have this very large dip in the jet stream, not this weekend setup that we're seeing, but we're still in a cold pattern. So we've been having this very large dip in the jet stream, and we get these very small little clipper systems come out of Canada that are very moisture stricken. They don't have a lot of moisture with them, but when they dip down into the lower 48 and down in the southern part of the states, it gains a ton of energy and it shoots up the eastern seaboard and slams us with that snow. That's where we saw that blizzard a couple of weeks ago. This setup is a little bit different this weekend. We're just in a pattern that's very favorable for snow. So as this low pressure system dips down into the mid-Atlantic, it's actually going to miss us entirely. But there's going to be a frontal passage that stalls right on top of us in southern New England, and it's kind of going to grab some of that moisture from this low pressure in the mid-Atlantic and kind of yank it up into New England. So we're not going to actually see this low pressure system hit us dead between the eyes, but like I said, we're just in that pattern that it's really going to just gain some moisture from this frontal passage and throw it into New England. And with relatively warm ocean waters this time of year, it's also going to gain some energy from that. So we're looking at some ocean effect too. And temperatures are going to be on the very cold side. We're seeing temperatures come up straight from northern Canada and yank down into southern New England all the way down. So look at this flight, so to speak, that this cold weather has coming all the way down from northern Canada. And man, it is cold out there. Temperatures today, when we woke up this morning, were in the single digits to around below freezing. Of course, in northern New England, it was much colder, but when you average in that wind chill, we were looking at temperatures 10 to 15 degrees below normal this morning. So that's also the reason why we're looking at such a big storm coming up this weekend. Is the fluff factor is just going to be so big. You add an inch of water, usually you get about 10 inches of snow here in the Northeast, but when temperatures are so cold, you get an inch of water, it actually adds up to 15 to 20 inches. So here is our national temperatures across the Northeast, and it's very cold, temperatures in the single digits and teens. But as you look at the rest of the country, what is going on here as we have this high pressure ridge in the western part of the country that's causing a pretty large thaw across the western part of the country. It looks like summer out there. I mean, we have temperatures in the 70s and maybe even 80s in some cases, and then we're looking in the Northeast with teens and single digits. It's just completely different worlds, and you can kind of pinpoint this jet stream coming into the mid-Atlantic, and that's the setup that we're going to see this weekend. It's pretty incredible. It's actually something we haven't seen in a while, and of course it's happening right now this period by the way, we have 2 feet of snow on the ground as of right now. So now, your 4-day forecast. Saturday, again, we're going to see temperatures moderate as this low pressure starts to make aim on New England, so to speak. So we're going to see temperatures moderate in the mid to upper 20s as we head through the day tomorrow. It's actually going to feel balmy compared to where we are today. And we'll start to see snow showers develop as we head through the afternoon. Now again, this is a very long duration event, as the low pressure isn't hitting us dead on, but it's enough to throw enough snow into southern New England, maybe a foot to as much as 1.5 feet as this is all said and done. I don't know where we're going to put it, but we're going to have to make room because it's coming. So as we head through tomorrow afternoon, we'll start to see ocean effect snow showers work their way through, and they're going to be very light tomorrow night. But when you have such a fluff factor with the temperatures so cold, it's easy for that snow to build up. So we're looking at 1 to 3 inches for tomorrow night. Now again, this is a long duration event. As we head through Sunday, the low pressure system gets closer to us, but not right on top of us, but it's close enough for that coastal front to really grab some of that energy and yank it into New England. So as we head through Sunday afternoon, the snow will start to pick up in intensity, and we'll see between 5 and 8 inches through the day on Sunday. Now as we head through Monday, no, this storm is not done as the low pressure gets even closer, but again, not right on top of us. So this frontal system really doesn't want to move through New England. It's just staying right on top of us. So as we head through Monday, we'll start to see snow really start to intensify on Monday. This looks like the heaviest part of the storm Monday afternoon. There's a 90% chance, so it's definitely coming on Monday afternoon as we see again, the snow bands start to intensify. We're looking at another 5 to 8 on Monday. That could be underscoring it just a little bit. Again, when we have such a fluff factor and we get into these heavier bands, it's very easy to pick up a lot of snow. It's just that kind of pattern we're in. We're in a cold, excuse me, we're in a cold, snowy pattern. It's just very easy to pick up snow this time of year and in this type of pattern. So on Monday afternoon, we'll see another 5 to 8, maybe even around a foot on Monday. So by the time everything's said and done, we're looking at another foot to 1.5 feet. But again, it comes in stages and it's a long duration event, so it's kind of easier to keep up with it, and maybe even the plows will have an easier time keeping up with it. But again, there's just nowhere to put it. So by the time we head through Tuesday afternoon, that frontal system finally gives way and moves offshore, and we'll see some partial clearing through the day on Tuesday afternoon. We'll have some lingering snow showers in the morning though. Temperatures around 28 degrees, not bitterly cold, but enough to produce us with snow. As we head through the end part of next week, we're going to get a reinforcement shot of bitter cold air, and it could be the coldest air we've seen in 11 years coming at the end of next week. So we really just don't get a break here in this pattern, and I don't see it letting up at least until the first part of March or the end of February at least. Again, when you get into these patterns, it's very hard to break out of them. So my pick of the 4 day is going to have to be Tuesday because it's the day we'll have the less precipitation. But if you like the snow, then maybe your pick of the day is Saturday through Monday. So we'll have to, you'll have to decide there. So please don't forget to email me at weather@bcattv.org if you have any weather questions. I'm Nick Saia. Have a fantastic weekend. Please stay safe out there. Have a nice weekend.